Good morning, it's Robin. A friend of mine asked if I'd do a read about a spirit that followed her a little bit through her life and what it meant. Bless these cards and this space. So let's see. Perfect storm, the courage to step into life. That's the subject. It's crossing that. Sky Bridge, possibility for union. What's appearing on top? Fool's embrace, transmuting pain. Underlying, falling angel, spiritual narcolepsy. The period you're moving into, you want to jump right out. Closing door, completion. Oh, that was period you're moving out of. Closing door, completion. Area you're moving into. Stranger, curiosity. How you see yourself right now. Root girl. How others see you. Many masks. Becoming the authentic self. Your hopes and fears. Repairing the veil, forgiveness. And the final outcome. Lost in space, needing direction. And what I get from this read is that this energy entered your life because you were lost in your own space. And that the perfect storm caused the courage to step into life. So something about this experience helped you to now open up to see more clearly. The possibility of the sky bridge, which is crossing that, is your inability to completely open up at this point, because I feel, and I'm getting the energy of that, if you opened up, you would have the answers to your own questions, kind of. So I know that you're moving through some childhood stuff. So I feel like the possibility for union that's crossing it is that period of time you're moving through to forgive yourself and others. So the fool's embrace is basically telling me that same thing is like transmuting pain. So maybe this experience that you had was a way to alleviate your emotional pain at the time. And then falling angels, spiritual narcolepsy. Maybe this energy was brought into your life to wake you up to there was other things, right? That there's more than maybe some religious things that you've been shown. And so the period that you're moving into is completion, like closing the door on a lot of the pain that you're still carrying. It's like I can see it like coming off, like the wind's blowing it off. No pun intended with our windstorm, but stranger period that you're moving into, stranger curiosity. So like being able to see beyond your own pain. And that goes back to that transmuting pain. So, letting that pain wash through you and then move out. So going into places and stranger curiosity to me is looking at, excuse me, looking at things from another point of view. Where and how you see yourself right now as the root girl, disowned self. So it's like, to me, like all those pieces are coming together. And that's just one more piece for you of, you know, understanding that there's more than seems to be. How others see you is, I know you're becoming more of your authentic self, and you're not being um, something that everyone needs as much anymore. You're more looking into your own being and your own, and people are noticing that you look happy and you look more at peace. Hopes and fears is that you can repair that veil, that you can come up with the forgiveness um, of what it needs to let the past be the past. And, don't, not to just like ignore it, but to learn from it, to take that process and become more of yourself. Um, and, to forgive but not forget. That's what I'm getting. Also, let's see, the final outcome is lost in space, needing direction. Um, this is becoming less and less for you, that feeling of being lost, because you are a leader. And I think sometimes you forget that. Um, but, you still are moving through this whole process of like, what's next, and still being apprehensive a little bit, I'm sure, a lot, on some level. So let's just get a better look at this way. We're going to bring in another deck of cards and see what the resolution, or what is it that you need to know about this energy that you had in your life. That could have been a spirit guide. They come and go sometimes. Okay. So basically, while you're going through this perfect storm, the courage to step into life, it's, the hermit is to retreat and recharge. It takes a lot of energy to keep going through this process. It's not an easy process. It's a lifelong process. And then with your bridge possibility for union, there is the sage that says, be devoted and committed to bringing your broken parts together. That's what I'm hearing from that. And then the Fool's Embrace and transmuting pain, and what's apparent on top. Be graceful in movement and action. That just tells me go for what you want, but do it in a way that's not chaotic. Make a plan and step into it like you've been doing, creating the underlying spiritual narcolepsy. Unleash the wild within. Wake up. Closing door completion of the period you're moving into. Intend and create. Didn't I just say that? And the period that you're moving into. That's the period that you're moving out of. Moon. Take note of intuitive messages. So this entity, this person, this child was your intuitive messenger. The period that you're moving into, the stranger curiosity. And where you find yourself now, the root girl, the disowned self. Be fearless and stand strong. How others see you. Be brave and honest. Unmasking. Your hopes and fears. Repairing the veil. Repairing and rewriting and remembering the good parts. Shaman. Trust in higher forces. Needing direction. Final outcome. Broken arrow. Embrace the energy of peace. Just let it come. Okay, final card. Oracle. Wait for important information. I hope this helps. I feel like there's been different spirit guides that have been in your life, but that one at the particular time in your life was very important. Not only to make you believe that there's more, but also a friend. Someone who was there when no one was. I feel like it was very angelic and a positive presence, and that you can see when you're younger, and then we shut it down because society, and now you're opening back up to it, so you're starting to have some more memories. And that's the name of the game, like, remembering, honoring, and then learning from it as a lesson, and then moving forward and helping other people realize that these lessons come and that you have to use your strength, your intuition, and your wisdom to move through them. And sometimes we don't have that all lined up, and so I think this has been the way for you to line it all up in a very hard way, obviously. But anyway, there's your reading. Love ya. Talk to you soon.